Hey Film Debris fans, this is Temple here. This week we're doing killer performances. That's the link you clicked on. And I want to start off strong, so I'm going to go off with a little bit of No Country for Old Men, Javier Bardem.
What's the most you ever lost in a coin toss?
But his performance in that movie, where he was just kind of sailing it along, and it wasn't really up to him, it was just up to fate, and he was just the bringer of death, and he would give people their death. They deserved or not. They deserved it, apparently, because that's what he was told to do, by the coin or by whatever. But it was really, just the mood of the picture, and the scenery, and the shots, and everything they did in that movie. The Coen brothers, they're masters of what they do. One of the great things about this is, if you're gonna have that kind of hairstyle, then you better be a badass, and you better be ready to kill people. And he definitely was. Anton Chigurh in No Country for Old Men. My first pick, killer performance.
One of my picks, Liam Neeson, Taken. Man, this guy's just crazy. Lethal, killing people overseas over his daughter. Wait. Did they take his daughter? Who in their right mind would take Liam Neeson's daughter?
The next part is very important. They're going to take you.
Did you think about that? He trained Batman, Obi-Wan Kenobi. He was a part of the A-Team. Like, those three alone would make you say, whoa, red alert, stop, don't touch his kids. If anything, help this guy. He gets on the phone and he's talking to his kidnapper and says,
I'll look for you. Where is she? I will find you. I will kill you.
You could be in outer space and still be scared because he will find you and kill you. That's how deadly, lethal, and killer Liam Neeson is. And that's why he's definitely on my pick. Liam Neeson, Taken. Check it out.
My first pick would have to be John Carroll Lynch from Zodiac. He was portrayed as Arthur Lee Allen as the Zodiac killer in the movie Zodiac. And I just like the way that he never gave away that he was the killer, but everyone knew and they couldn't really prove it. I don't even think in the movie they proved that it was him. And in real life, before they even got to convict him of anything, he dies. He really played his cards right on that. But my favorite scene was the opening sequence when he goes to the two lovebirds over at the kissing post and they're sitting in the car. And he comes up and shoots them. And then just when you think they're dead and he walks away, he comes back and shoots them some more just to make sure he did. And he still didn't kill both of them. He killed the girl, but not her. Throughout the movie, this guy was just running up and down the West Coast, killing people. So, I would say killer performance.
And my next pick for killer performances, Christoph Waltz in Inglorious Bastards.
I'm a detective. A damn good detective. Finding people is my specialty, so naturally I worked for the Nazis finding people. And yes, some of them were Jews, but Jew hunter? Just a name that stuck.
Man, he just has a way of making himself so bad. He's so bad that it's good, And like there's just this one part where he's having I guess it would be a lunch, and he's eating a dessert with one of the Jews, and they're talking over conversation, whatever, and the way he eats his pie, it just gets under your skin. Like, that's how good he did. He was eating and it was evil, and it was that killer, and it was definitely one of my picks for killer performances. Christoph Waltz, Inglorious Bastards. Bam.
And my number 2 pick would have to be Samuel L. Jackson from Jacky Brown. He plays a character named Ordell. He's basically a drug dealer trying to get his money. It's a classic Tarantino flick. I mean, Robert De Niro's in there, Sam Jackson, Pam Grier. Chris Tucker plays a cameo. Bridget Fonda's in there. Michael Keaton. Dang, it's just full of everyone. But basically, Sam Jackson, from what I love his murders, he's got 2 murders in there. One, he tricks his friend or an associate of his to get in the trunk of a car.
Get in the trunk, hold this fucking shotgun, and point it at these booty heads when I open it.
You catch a nigga off guard with this shit.
Look here.
And he drives into a open field.
Do a nigga a favor, gotta do it.
Couple times. Second is he shoots his friend for shooting his girl. It's always a girl, isn't it? But anyway, number 2 pick, Sam Jackson, Jacky Brown.
And the second movie I'm going to go with is 1994's The Professional. Gary Oldman is really good in it, but I'm going to go with Jean Reno, or Jean Reno, He was kind of the killer with a heart of gold. He came to the country. He wasn't that well educated, but he knew how to kill.
I'll call you back.
He knew what he was doing, but he didn't know the ways of life in America. So he had someone take care of his money for him, and we had him living by himself with a plant. He became an assassin, and he was one of the most sought after hitmen in New York.
Are you free Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm free Tuesday.
But when it comes down to it, when he's pushed, he becomes this total killer, and he can kill anyone. And he might be coming to kill me right now. I know he's coming to kill you. Professional, 94. That's my next pick.
And my top pick for killer performances is Denzel Washington in Training Day.
Tell me a story.
Wait.
Like my story? No, not your story, a story. Since you can't keep your mouth shut long enough for me to read my paper, tell me a story.
He also got nominated and won an Oscar for this performance, which was a killer performance. He just, oh man, he's an undercover cop that's also bad. So you see the good in him, which is also bad because he's already bad. So it's a good thing, but you know what I'm saying? Because it's like bad that you hate him so much, but it's also good because he did that great of a job. So it's, you have to see it to know what I'm talking about, because even words can't describe everything that he was in that, but it was just amazing, and it was award-winning, so that should give you enough to just go and watch it. But, man, if I've ever seen a crooked cop, he reminds me of Crooked Cops, because that's how good it was. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. My top pick for killer performances, Denzel Washington, Training Day.
So it was a real client. Boom! You never know. That's the point. Go.
And my number one pick for killer performances is Joe Pesci in Goodfellas. Of course it is. You know, you got Ray Liotta, Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, Paul Sorvino, Lorraine Bracco. It's a great cast. One of Scorsese's best movies. Even in the opening scene, he opens up the trunk and he's stabbing the body, or, you know, the person kicking around in there, which is what I would do too. You know, Joe Pesci is Tammy, and his friend Henry Hill, and it's just a great story how they grow up together, and you almost kind of, you know, you're in Hank Hill's perspective watching Tommy. Sometimes he's so uncontrollable, and anyone he meets, you know, he's very volatile, and it's almost to the point where even though he's your friend, sometimes you don't know if he's going to fly off the handle and kill you right there on the spot.
Hello, Frick. Hey, what's that movie that Bogart made?
Which one?
The one where he played a cowboy. Only the one.
The Oklahoma Kid.
Shane? Oklahoma Kid. Shane. Oklahoma Kid. That's me. I'm the Oklahoma Kid. You fucking barber. Dance, dance, yahoo, you motherfucker. Come on.
In a restaurant, in a bar, wherever. It could happen anywhere, and it did happen many places. Joe Pesci, Goodfellas, my number one pick.
And my top killer performance goes to the actor Denzel Washington for the 2007 flick American Gangster. American Gangster was directed by Ridley Scott. I love him in this performance. I mean, he acted very well.
Fuck out of here, Frank. Oh, what you gonna do? What the fuck you gonna do, Frank? Huh? What you doing? You gonna shoot me in front of everybody? Huh? Come on.
Very well, especially in the opening sequence where he's offing a guy. He sets him on fire and then shoots him.
He didn't own his own company. White man owned it, so they owned him. Nobody owns me, though.
Like, the fire wouldn't have killed him. He had to... I mean, I guess it was a mercy killing. He put him out of his misery. Basically, Denzel Washington, Russell Crowe, the RZA is in there. I mean, just a great movie, great killer, all about Frank Lucas, drug lord, trafficking, pimps, hoes, and tricks. But those were our killer performances, and of course this was my number one, but she gets the last word, so.
Not bad! Where'd he go? He went for the shot.